Check, check. Testing. Get tested.
Get tested. That's crazy. Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
HIV testing.
People are already tuning in.
As they should.
This one's like 1 ear,
Your boy is gonna Kobe. He's gonna start going up a lot. I redid him through Opus because now I'm doing it.
I've been noticing people liking some stuff, old stuff of him.
Because I'm putting of everybody. I'm going back now because now I'm putting basically all the clips.
Feels so weird up here.
I'm like, I need it.
Like, where's my soundboard?
All right.
Yes,
Ready.
we're ready.
And we are live. You can catch us on YouTube, Twitch, Rumble, Kick, and Facebook. Do not forget to like and subscribe. We're going to get into a very controversial issue that we actually never really got into on this podcast. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with you, Howlers.
Now you have a PIU hire, so let's
go. Howls over Baaz. I'm Jacob Casas.
This is Ambishun of Black Cub TV.
And today we are having a discussion about Charlie Kirk. So I'm going to actually have you guys introduce you guys yourselves. Matt will be here in a minute, but we'll go ahead. John's actually here from behind the scenes today.
What up?
So you guys are going to see John. Let him know, a little bit know about you and what you do for the pod.
So yeah, I'm John. Call me St. John. I'm normally on the other side, but today I'm on the front here. I'm like sound engineer, also the video and camera person here. So I had to jump in on this one, though. I had to jump in. So
okay, and then we had Eric from the last pod. He wanted to stay and join in on this. So go ahead, introduce yourself again to the new audience.
Eric Namad, American, and honestly, don't know what else to say. Just vibing here for the discussion. Let's see what's going on.
You said we're here for the bullshit.
and go ahead and just introduce yourself, Mel. I know everybody knows.
Don't do it today.
Hi, it's Melanie.
It's Melanie. Okay,
Yeah.
so what we're gonna do is we're gonna get into we're gonna let everybody individually say what they think about Charlie Kirk, and so we're gonna go around the room, and then after we do that, we'll let everybody speak, and then I don't know everybody's mindset on here about this, right? So we'll let everybody speak. We're gonna let everybody do their dialogue, and then afterwards, if you wanted to jump in and kind of go over specifics with anybody, we can start jumping in. And I think this is good for any type of dialogue to go back and forth, debate, clean, friendly debate. You should be able to talk to people without anything getting crazy or any of that kind of stuff. We should be able to have conversations. So so this is gonna go ahead.
Also, you guys can call in too. If you guys have you want to put your input in, make sure you guys leave a comment, and then we can let you guys call in.
So this episode is called Charlie Kirk, Hero or Hype. Let's settle this tonight. Join the conversation. Call in. So we're gonna go ahead and start with John. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Charlie Kirk. What I think about him, I think he is actually a great role model for society today. It's like a needed voice for the youth, and also as a Christian, it's like a great voice for the Christian community because the world is pretty degenerate nowadays.
Okay. Now we'll go to you.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely agree, man. There's tons of, people who claim to be Christian and then they're like, all sorts of sins. I mean, everyone sins, but it's interesting. I mean, I think no one really deserves to die. I'm not super educated on what he's done, but a lot of the things he says, I do agree with. There's things I disagree with, but what I do appreciate about the guy is that he's there to discuss and have like civil discourse. He actually sits there and debates and discusses, which I think is good. I think that's healthy.
I'll go with me then, and then we'll keep going around. So I'm when he got shot, I was really I was tripping out on that. Like I think it's a very sad thing that he got shot, and I really believe that he's a martyr for that, and he died for his beliefs. He's a devoted Christian, a devoted family man. He believes in one wife. He fights for things that a lot of people just don't want to fight for anything that is against the grain. And he fights for, I'm not sure how we really believe on your body, your choice. He fights for, he's against abortion. And in reality, I believe the same thing. You are killing the baby. Like, I'm just going to go on and say, I know a lot of people are not going to, I'm going to put it this way. A lot of people are not going to agree with me. I know there's a lot of my friends that we don't have these conversations. I'm just going to be honest. It's not like I sit here and have these conversations with my friends. But I think at some point, we have a platform. I almost feel like we are obligated to speak. And that's what I'm here to do today. So I think how he believed, I would say like 99% of what he says, I agreed with pretty closely. There's some things that he's talked about that I don't completely agree on, but I still believe that the man was a devoted Christian man. So I wanted to basically say, like, even when it comes to harder border patrol and closing the borders down, I'm sorry, a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I agree with him. I agree, and there's a big reason why I agree.
We can touch on that later. Yeah,
we're going to touch on all that. So I just kind of wanted to go over all of this, of a lot of different things, but I really think that it was a really sad deal about him getting shot, and I kind of think like some people need to pick up that torch. I'm not saying I'm going to do that. I'm just saying people are going to pick up that torch and keep flowing. But we'll keep going now. Go ahead, Marquis.
Oh, it's on me.
It's on you
now. So while I think it's very unfortunate in what happened to Charlie Kirk, I don't think despite your political views, despite your personal views, despite however you look at things and how you view things and how you even might speak the rhetoric that you may speak, he didn't deserve that. First, before I say anything else, he didn't deserve it. It's not a joking matter. It's not funny. It's not anything about it at all. I think it was real fucked up what happened. Now, my thoughts on Charlie Kirk. I didn't know much about him at all until this incident happened. Began to do some research. I'm hearing people talk a lot of negativity and certain things. I'm hearing positive. I'm hearing both sides of it all. But I want to know for myself, what's kind of going on. So I watched some videos, watched a few things, had a few conversations with a few of my buddies. One of my other buddies, Mike Lopez. Shout out, Mike. Just conversing. What I did not like about the man's conversations, everybody was saying he's a man of God, he's a man of God, he's this, but the man spoke a lot of hate. And not saying that he was not a man of God, but the things that he would say were not godly. So to put in that aspect, just to kind of wrap up what I'm trying to say is, I didn't agree with a lot of things that he was saying. Not saying that he wasn't a man of God, because there's a lot of people who claim to be pastors and they're sleeping with the congregation. So I don't know what nobody does behind closed doors, but what he was putting out in front of people, it was very ungodly in things that he was saying, especially when it came down to black people. Did not agree with it. There was things that he said that I've heard that was like, okay, he got a valid point there. There was a lot of that. But when you begin to talk down on a certain ethnicity of individuals because you feel like it's making someone else superior, that's when I have a problem. And that was my gripe with how he began to talk about things.
Yeah.
What about you, Mel?
I hate talking politics with anyone. I mean, it is important to know, what's going on in the world. I didn't really know who he was. I found out through some coworkers when everything had happened, and I was like, I had no idea who he was or what he spoke about, what his beliefs were. So I did my research too, like Marquise said. I talked to my brother because he's very much into politics and he follows everything and watches videos, does his research. So I hit him up, and I hit up, someone else that, gives me a different point of view of what he was about, what he spoke of. And so, coming to my own conclusion with everything, it kind of has to piggyback off what Marquis said. He not to take away from him being a godly man, and the fact that the way he passed away, like no one should have to be put. No one should be able to. How do I say? I think I'm wording it wrong. No one should have to die by speaking what their truth is. No one should have to die, and it's no one's job as a human being to take that away from someone. So I don't agree. I don't agree with what happened, and I feel bad for his family, because God forbid if that was my family, like I'd be devastated and I'd be hurt, So we're all human. We all have to just, we use our platforms how we use it, right? Whether we agree to disagree. There was some things that I saw that he had spoke about, and I did believe that he has racial tendencies, like, against ethnicities and people of color, just by one thing that I heard, and there was other things on the positive side that I heard. So it's just like, okay, yes and no. Like, I don't really fully believe in what everything he's preaching about, but some of the things that I did hear, and again, we can't trust 100% what the media puts out there. It's manipulated in so many different ways, in so many avenues. People are paid off. News broadcasters are paid off by people, white people. I'm not going to say it, like people that have money. So there is privileges out there, and to guide us, the viewers, in a direction that they want us to follow. So you really have to do your research. And for me, I haven't, done enough in the few days that I've had to prepare for today's podcast. But, based on my beliefs, I'm still kind of just like, I don't know. Like, I'm on the fence.
Okay, so we're gonna go to you, John, about any type of debate, dialogue, whatever, how you want to go. But before we get into that, I do want to say, I know you guys probably seen us on the pod a lot. We don't talk about this kind of stuff. I think this kind of stuff is important to talk about, and I'm not saying we're gonna continue doing this all the time, but we are definitely gonna start. I've been getting hit up a lot by a lot of people to start doing this. And I don't talk politics or religion a lot. I will say things about God and things like that. But like I said, I think that we do have a responsibility, and we have a lot of followers and fans. And I think that when it comes to issues or big issues, I think that we got to jump in sometimes, and I think that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, we have a platform for a reason, like I said, so we have to use it accordingly. I do believe that what you started here needs to stay that way, like the foundation. You know what I mean? Yes, we can talk about other things and bring things on, like we do the dating and relationship segments, you know. And now here, this is something new. It's a new avenue. Now we're gonna go back after today. We're gonna watch and see how it goes. It progresses. You know what I mean? The algorithms and the viewers or whatever give the people what they want, whether we agree or disagree. You
Yeah.
know, so
And that's another thing. We don't. We're all team here, but we don't
Right.
have to agree on things. But you guys can see that we are going to have healthy dialogue. We should be able to sit here, and even if we don't agree at the end, like let's say we talk and we're trying to gain some type of education on this, it will, as long as we end with clarity. I feel like that's always a good thing, right?
Mhm.
So at the end, we don't have to agree. We don't. But I think it's good if we do have healthy dialogue with each other,
Always.
right?
It is important. I think being friends and building friendships, I think it's important to really understand that we're not always going to see things through the same lens and the same scope. And it is okay to actually disagree at times, but you can have a healthy disagreement.
Mhm.
You can have a conversation that is very healthy, and there might be some frustration in there, but you can still have a very healthy conversation. And I think that's important for a lot of individuals to really understand.
Yeah, we all come from different backgrounds, different ideas, different thoughts.
upbringings, like religious statuses. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Different. It's all different. We all have different views.
But I think there is a lot of business owners in here too, and I think that our mindsets are going to be different in the point where we know that we have to be able to dialogue with people that even if we don't agree, even if we don't like them, we're still dealing with situations and people, right?
Mhm.
So we know that there has to be a certain way of dealing with things to keep your business flowing and things going and things like that.
I think that this is deeper and a lot more important than just Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to overstep and go too fast of where we're trying to go, but I feel like Kirk had a message. Not even a message. Kirk had an agenda. He was very controversial in what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He was going to the colleges, and he was literally just, debating with the college students. He knew what he was doing, put himself on a map, and did what he did. I think people have to understand that we live in a society where racism is very rampant and it's really out in the front. It's not like when we were younger, you have to go to certain states to really see who didn't like you. It's everywhere now. And I think when you have people who speak the way Kirk was speaking at times, the people who were, I don't know the level of racial divide that Charlie Kirk had within him, because like I said, I didn't know about him prior to. But when you have the people who are really about racial division, people who really hate other ethnicities except for the one, when you have people who are like that and you have somebody that's kind of speaking to their ear, they're going to take what they want out of that because their perception of what he's saying is going to run with
And that's exactly. See, I'm going to let you keep going. We're going to go with him.
Go ahead.
But that's perfect because that is how I'm not going to even talk from there because it's his floor right now. So go ahead and from what you heard, I want you to be able to go dialogue with that.
Yeah. Firstly, I want to say my phone's been going crazy. I think we have some callers that are literally trying to come in already.
Oh my gosh.
But
Just give us a little minute, guys,
Yeah.
before we do call-ins. We'll let you know when it's time to call in, and then we'll go ahead and let you guys start being able to do that.
yeah, so going back to the racial division part and like that part of his talking points, I want to know firstly, like, what was it that you heard in particular that, not like verbatim quotes and everything, but like what kind of stance did you hear from Charlie that kind of gave you a negative perception?
One that really rubbed me the wrong was the DEI hires, the diversity, equity, and inclusion. When he spoke about Joy Reid, Michelle Obama, Sheila Jackson, and Katana Brown Jackson. Jackson basically saying that they were incompetent to hold those positions. If it weren't for them stealing from the white women to get those positions, they wouldn't be in those positions. Those type of comments rub me the wrong way. But if you go look at Katana Brown Jackson's resume, she graduated from, I believe it was Yale. She graduated with high honors. She cum laude, however you say it, she graduated all these different things. Charlie Kirk didn't even graduate from junior college. So there's these things where you're saying somebody's not qualified,
Or you're questioning it.
or you're
like,
questioning their incompetence to be able to hold that
Yeah.
position, saying that it belongs to a white person. that you're belittling somebody under ethnicity now and saying they're not even smart enough to be in that position. I'm not okay with that. I don't care who you are.
Let him dialogue first. He'll
in that
go to
aspect.
you. Let them go.
Do you think
let them-
that whole hiring situation, not particularly Joy Reid, but that concept of DEI hiring does play a part where like certain people do get roles that they shouldn't get, like in general?
Let me answer it this way. DEI was here before it was here. How many people do you know that worked at Edison? White people that got their sons hired. How many people do you know that worked at Morgan and Lynch that got their sons in? Before this inclusion thing was included to help black people advance because they were being held back, we can go back to real estate with redlining. You buy a house, you're a white guy. I buy a house, I'm a black guy. Next door to each other. Your rates are 2%. My rates are 12%. So your mortgage is $800. My mortgage is $1,900. So when things get rough and the job hits a rough patch, I lose my house. You got yours. You got longevity for your kids and future being held. This has been going on for a long time. So the inclusion thing is deeper than just saying for that patch.
But it happens on the reverse as well. Like if there's a black family that has a business or whatever, they're going to be hiring their family, their cousins.
No, all of it's fine. So I'm not. What I'm saying is that people were complaining about such as Kirk, complaining about the hire of the DEI, the color advance, helping them out.
Yeah,
he was upset about it to a degree, saying that they're not incompetent enough to hold those positions. People have been hiring their kids for a long time. Like people were mad at LeBron for making sure his son got to the Lakers. You know how many people have been doing that for years? White people have been doing it for years to make sure their kids are okay and set up for structure and longevity. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't complain about it when someone else does it.
But is that
let him dialogue. 'Cause I want to jump in, but I'm not going to yet because I want him to be able to do his thing first.
Is a family member DEI hire though? Is that considered?
I mean,
DEI
it's
hire?
definitely inclusion. I mean, you're making sure somebody gets an advancement. You're making sure somebody advances to that position to get it before anybody else can.
But I don't think
because they're not
is what
qualified.
they consider DEI hire. I think that what DEI hire is considered.
I'm kind of metaphorically speaking. No, it's not technically the DEI hiring. Technically, no.
Yeah.
But if you're including somebody that does not really qualify for that position, but you're doing that, it's the same thing you're complaining about now. Exact same thing. You're complaining about it, but it's been happening.
If we put this like with colleges and universities, there is a big section of it where they do push like kids that shouldn't be in that university, or they shouldn't be in that academically, like grade wise, they shouldn't be there, but they've got there over someone that should have been there.
Did you play sports? Any sports
at
all?
Not for team, not like just.
So I played football, I played basketball, and I played baseball, and I ran track. I watched so many 5-star athletes do no work, zero work at all, because they were on the team. They had designated individuals that were set up for certain times to do their work for them so they can focus on the field or on the court or whatever they were doing. It's been happening for a long time to make sure people are taken care of. Yeah. You're going to get what you got to get. It's been happening. There's no way around it.
But still, in that case, he's still, that athlete is still, there's a reason why he's being pushed up. He's great in the sport.
But there's no valid reason for it. Yeah, there's a reason, but there's no valid reason for it.
But
it's just not an academic reason.
It's not academic. It's worse with the other ones because there's some students that are just bad at the school. They're bad at their academics, but they're still being pushed up because there's a quota that needs
for
to
diversity.
Diversity quota that they need some kids to be pushed. So those kids literally shouldn't be in that university because they're taking spots for other kids that deserved it.
Have you paid attention to the schools?
Reverse.
Have you paid attention to the schools in the hood versus the schools in Calabasas, the schools that are in the more higher financial areas?
Yeah, affluent, yeah.
If you go look in the areas where it's in the hood, I can almost guarantee you there's going to be 2 or 3 things within the direct proximity of those schools. A liquor store, probably a laundromat. I'm trying to think what the other one be. But those 2 are going to be in that area for sure. You go
barbershop probably.
And exactly.
Yeah.
So you're going to see those right in close proximity. Liquor store is going to be there no matter what. It's going to be there. You can get from liquor store alcohol, cigarettes, whatever you need. That's going to begin to tear down your community to a certain degree. You're not going to find any of that within the close proximity of any of these schools in a higher popular area when it comes to the financial. You won't see it.
It's set up like that for sure, but the community in itself is allowing for this to be set up like that. Why are the people of the community allowing liquor stores every 2 miles? Why are people that made it, the black people that made it, let's say the black people, because we're talking about less fortunate neighborhoods, why are they allowing people to build cigarette shops and this and that in these neighborhoods? And the people in Calabasas, they're not allowing that.
It's not the people.
It's not the
It's not the
people.
people.
It's the
You
city.
can't
It's
stop
the
it.
councils. It's like what the higher ups
It's
are
not the people.
saying. Okay, no, we're gonna value our city or our town to a certain degree, and we're not gonna allow those things. So then the people that move there, they're moving there for those reasons. And
Politicians speak up in those certain areas that she's talking about. The politicians speak up. You go over to San
That's what I'm
Bernardino,
saying, though.
politicians don't say anything because you know why? There's kickbacks in their money, and half of them are crooked. It's not the people. It's the people that's in power.
Yeah, it is the people in power.
It's the people in power that
but
allows it.
I still want to stay on the subject of that what we were talking about originally because I just want to jump in on that part is because I've been watching Charlie Kirk for a couple years, and it was by accident because I would see him other podcasts that I watch, and the thing that what people don't understand is he spoke about blacks, Hispanics, whites, and Asians all the same. If you guys haven't seen that because all they're trying to push is a narrative. When he was talking about Asians, he would literally talk the same way. Hispanics, the same way. Whites, the same way. He was talking about Nazis. I mean, I'm talking about everybody. But all the left, they're always trying to push a narrative. And that's what people are not understanding. And I, like I said, I sent videos. I know you guys sent videos, but I've seen full episodes, hours and hours. And I wasn't watching for him. I was watching for the person's podcast that he was on. Always. And they're just trying to push a narrative on him. Now I know it sounds because it sounds brutal of what he's saying on clips, especially when they clip things out. Give me 1 second though.
Yeah.
Especially when they clip things out. But he's white. He's talking about white people the same way. He's talking about Hispanics and Asians the same way. And the thing is he has, it always goes back to, I know, dude, I grew up blacks and Mexicans. That's all that was around me, right? So when someone goes, oh, you have a black friend, that don't mean nothing, right? But the thing is, though, it's not that he had black friends. He employed. Okay, he went to a neighborhood, and what he was trying to do, he was trying to build up black men, because he wanted black fathers to be present for their sons, because he showed the percentage of how many black fathers were not present for their children, and he was going down to all the different incarcerations, why people are being incarcerated, all these different things. He employed 40 black men from a certain area, and he employed them and tried to rise them up to be leaders, and all these a bunch of different things. You can look into so many of this different stuff, right?
But when I hear these type of things you're talking about right now, although it may be true,
No,
I don't know. I'm saying
I'll show you.
Although it may be true, it gives me confliction.
Okay,
Because, and I'll
wanna
tell you why.
understand that. Yeah, I do.
It gives me confliction because then he turns around and make a comment when American Airlines hired the 50 black people and enrolled them in, and he said, if I ever see a black pilot, I'm going to wonder, damn, is he really qualified?
Yeah.
Why?
But if you saw the whole clip, this is what he was saying. This is literally what he was saying.
But what does he say that about white people?
Yeah,
though?
he talks.
No, he never said.
does.
He never said I'm going to question if a white person's qualified to fly a plane.
That's
Probably
not.
has other
I
points.
know, but let me explain. What I'm saying is he talks down on anybody that is not doing what they're supposed to be doing. He talks all kinds of crap about white people. So everything that you guys hear about different nationalities, he's going after them all.
I'm not saying. So let me say this, because I said in the beginning, I don't know a lot about Charlie Kirk besides what I've been looking at
Right.
recently.
Yeah.
Recently, yeah.
So I don't know a lot. So I can't pass judgment on that man because I don't have a heaven or a hell to put him in.
Okay.
But what I will say is this: to what I've
But I want
gathered.
I want to tell you about what what you just said though. So when he said that about the pilots, okay, they cut it up. I'm gonna explain. Let me explain this real quick before you guys jump in. They cut it up to make it sound like that. But what he was saying, there was a whole dialogue about it. They were going back and forth on it because what they're doing right now, they're trying to hire diversity at the airport, right, for pilots. So they instead of hiring the best qualified pilots, they were hiring blacks or Hispanics or anybody just to make it diverse,
For the purpose
not the
of
most
diversity.
qualified person. So when he said that, he was saying it in that way, like, okay, so now I'm going to question if a black pilot is actually qualified to be able to fly this plane, because now he knows that they're not basing it on merit, on if this person is the most qualified to fly this plane. They're basing it on diversity. And even when it came to the president, when he was talking about, I want to hire a black woman for this position.
Can I ask you a question?
Right.
When you spoke on diversity real fast, how many black people are qualified for a position but get overlooked because they are black? How often has that happened? I know it's happened to me before for sure. But how many black people are actually qualified, degrees,
I completely
everything,
agree with you on that.
but yet they get overlooked. So some people might have needed the diversity program to make sure they got what was qualified for them, because there's no other way they would have gotten that, even though they do have all the degrees. They got a master's, they got a bachelor's, they have everything they need, but then it's not
Okay.
there.
And I completely agree with you. You are completely right. I'm Hispanic. I got the same shit.
Yeah.
I sound white on the phone, so I walk in. They realize I'm not white. I don't get the job. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, right? But my thing is, okay, with the woman that they hired, the reason why he was so upset about it, this woman could not answer any damn questions. This woman was literally stupid. So when they were talking to her, answering her questions, she could not even answer them. And then she's still doing the whole whatever it is you guys get mad at me want. She's doing the whole liberal thing. They couldn't even say. He goes, okay, well, what is a woman? She couldn't even answer the question. It was going back to all that. So in my mind, those are like sick-headed people, like those people that cannot even. They're saying, okay, go definition. What is a woman? A woman is somebody that identifies as a woman. That's not a definition of a woman. So, are we going to talk about people like that? Are they going to be truly qualified? Because even Trump,
you're directing it to the individual. Why aren't they directing it to the corporate people, the people that are hiring these people?
The president hired her,
and that's who you
but
should be talking
that's
to.
who
That's who you should be
directing it to.
But that's literally what he's doing. He's bringing it all up. This is what he's doing. He's bringing it all to surface.
So you spoke.
That's
right,
what he's doing.
You spoke a minute ago about clips, right? When he was speaking about the DEI hires with Michelle Obama and Katana, he was talking about these different women. He played a clip. He said, "Oh, you can check it out for yourself." They said themselves, "I'm only here because of DEI inclusion," and which wasn't the case. He played a clip. The clip rolled. He cut it short to prove his point. When that clip rolled of the lady saying, "Yeah, I got hired, I got brought in because of DEI, but DEI was not my graduation. I'm bigger than what he didn't even let that play to where she was saying this was bigger than just DEI. That helped open the door. I needed that because I wasn't getting included prior to, but I'm bigger than what the DEI is. I have all of my accomplishments. I deserve this." She was speaking on all that, but he cut it short when she said, "I was hired because of DEI," and he cut the clip short.
Can I ask you one question? Do you think if you were in charge, would you let these people that say
these people like
I'm going to explain these people that say they can't answer what a woman is. They're the whole transgenders things where they're allowing these transgenders to go to the kids' schools, dance, read for them, do all this stuff. Would you allow those people at high positions to help run the country? Would you think that it's healthy for those people to run the country?
Me being a business owner, I'm going at who is qualified. I'm going to interview whoever people that I have, whether it's 1, 2, 3,
whether
and 4,
they
and I'm
can't
hiring
answer-
who's qualified. The qualifications
saying.
require you to speak because we work in communication. We're business owners. We communicate. I need you to be able to speak eloquently. I need you to be able to handle customers. I need all these things from you. I don't care if you're Asian. I don't care if you're white. I don't care if you're black. I need this to be done in this manner, for sure.
Yeah. I agree.
If your qualifications meet and you happen to be a white guy, I'm rocking with you. I'm fucking with you because you meet the qualifications that I need. But I'm also not going to downplay another ethnicity because.
But I'm not talking about ethnicity. I'm talking
That's what it
about
was.
no, I know, but I'm not talking about ethnicities at all.
He changed.
Completely push that
Okay.
to the side right now. I'm talking about the person.
I'm
anybody
hiring who's
that's
qualified. I'm hiring who's
Yeah,
qualified.
but what I'm saying is, are you okay with? Okay, let me ask you this: do you think those people that say this has nothing to do with this? There's all kinds of different nationalities that do this. The whole transgender thing, the whole can't even answer what a woman is. Well, abortion, I'm not going to get into that because that could be completely on the opposite side of what we all think, right? But let's just say with that, those people that are saying, okay, it's okay for transgenders to go into schools and dance and read books to children and can't answer what a woman is. Do you think that those people are sick in the head at all? What do you think about that situation?
So
That's kind of what I want.
This is a different level of controversy, and I
Yeah.
feel like the transgender aspect and what's going on, I do believe it's a sick disease.
Okay.
Period.
Now we
Across
have
the
that.
board.
Now, would you allow those people This is what I was getting at.
Mhm.
Those people. I'm not talking about any type of national. I'm talking about those people that believe like that, right? Would you allow those people to help run the country or run your business?
I would not want that at all.
Exactly. That's what I'm coming at.
Mhm.
So a lot of the people that he was having run the country or give those positions to are the people that think that way. So we're having sick people that you're saying in the mind run the country, run big divisions in our country.
That is a different topic to jump into, but I do believe that it is somewhat of a sickness for me to look at you knowing you are a man, but I got to sit here and convince myself and call you something else, or I'm going to be in contempt. I'm going to be punished. I'm going to be banned. I'm going to be whatever the case might be because I'm looking at you and I know what I see. But I got to be forced to maybe believe something different. No, I don't want nobody teaching my kids that. I'm sorry, but I don't.
That's the whole surface of what he was talking about.
And that part I'm okay with you speaking that and you're speaking your mind. The problem that I have is when you begin to downgrade and belittle other ethnicities and you're trying to bring people up in your teaching, that is not godly. There's no reason why you should say that another woman, that male does not have the brain processing power to be where she's at right now.
But he wasn't saying it. Okay, I'm not the man to be able to back that up. But how I saw the whole situation and how I saw the whole interview, he was saying it based on the way she was thinking.
Let me ask you a question.
The way she pushed it.
You're talking right now, right? If I called you a bitch right now, how many ways can you spin that to say I meant something different? Because I flat out said what?
You can't spin that.
Because I flat out said what?
Because the word bitch.
Exactly. You can't spin it. So if I tell you right now, this man does not have the brain processing power to be fixing phones, you can't spin that no other way. You can't. But it was flat out said just like that.
Okay, but she was the one saying she couldn't answer what a woman was.
No.
She was the same person.
In that clip I'm talking about, it wasn't about the woman. That
was her though. No, it was the same woman.
He spoke about Michelle Obama. He spoke about Katana Brown.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
He spoke about 4 different women, and he named them all. He named all 4. He named those 4 women.
I didn't see that video, so
and
I couldn't even answer.
And he flat out said, these women do not have the brain processing power to be in a position that they are in. They only got their jobs because he stole them from a white woman. Exact words verbatim.
I didn't hear that one.
You can't spin it. I sent it to you. But on that aspect, like I said, there may have been 25 other positive things he said, and that's perfectly good. I can rock with that. But when you start degrading other individuals, like we're all here right now, I'm not going to degrade you and demean you to make me look better to the public eye. I won't do that to nobody. Okay? Nobody here's the same ethnicity between except for me and John. And I'm black and I'm fucking 40% white. You wouldn't be able to know that I'm fucking mixed. You couldn't tell. But I am, but you would know that. But to the eye, me and John are exactly the same and everybody else is different. But anybody's view and how they view things, how they look at things, we don't got to fight because you view things differently. I'm perfectly fine with that. But where it becomes an issue is when you begin to degrade and belittle other ethnicities because of your beliefs and how you want to deliver them. That's the problem.
So that particular clip, I would have to see more of it because I never seen that clip myself. But I feel like in general, his talking points were always on the positive side. And also when it comes to ethnicities and all that, the black community in particular, from my point of view, does need a lot of help. And when there's some people that try to say something about it, then they get called this and that. But there's so much that the black community needs to work on. And then when people try to bring it up, it's always controversy.
So one question on that. Why is it that the black community needs a lot of help?
Every community needs help.
No.
I'm just talking for...
But real quick, because there's a reason for that right there for sure.
Plenty.
So in response to that real fast, yes, the black community does need help. For so many years, the black community has been left out of so many ways to advance. When the Asians come over here, they get government funding to open up stores, to open up businesses. They get all of that.
That's all immigrants too.
Pretty much.
So but they get the funding. But guess who's here? Blacks are here. We can't get funding for any type of business.
Well, that's funding though.
I think that's Americans in general. We get the short end of the stick. Period.
Nowadays, there's
I get what he's saying. I understand what you're saying though. Because I grew up in the 90s and all that stuff. That's how it was. I get that.
Hispanics and blacks have the short end of the stick. Blacks have had the shorter end of the stick for a long time and been held down to a certain degree, which is why we do need a lot more help in certain aspects. But certain people, business owners such as ourselves, we're going to figure out the best way to try to get it. But there are greater hurdles.
But the thing is though, they can't say that now.
Now you can't say that
because the thing is you can. I really believe. Pretty much, I would say Hispanics, blacks and whites at least, they can all use their ethnicity to rise above. Actually,
Yeah.
they use it for whatever business aspects you can use it for building businesses, for music, for all kinds of different things. They like certain ethnicities can manipulate systems to rise up.
There's almost
People
an
just gotta learn to do
advantage.
it, right? There's an advantage that you
There's
can
an
take.
advantage.
So I feel like right now we can't. I mean, the whole race thing. People are going to be racist. That's never going to fully go away, right? That's never going to fully go away. But we know that as of right now, as Americans, like when it comes to like being able to build businesses or blow up on Instagram or blow up as a musician or whatever the case is, we have the opportunity to be able to do that out here now. So when it comes to like when trying to say, oh man, they're trying to hold me down, whatever the case is, I refuse to stop saying that like in 2014.
What's your
I was
ethnicity
like,
again?
I'm Mexican and I'm mixed.
What's
but
your-
yeah.
Israeli and Mexican.
Haitian, black.
I'm Mexican and Spanish.
Okay, I'm black and Scottish, but we have that there. We all, like I said, it's a melting pot.
And I understand the situation because, like I said, we grew up in the 90s. I knew, we're talking about this, I think, on the phone with one of you guys. So I'd get pulled over all the time. I get slammed on the cars. Cops would rough me up all the time. My black friends, they had it worse than I did.
Has anybody else in here been racially profiled by the cops?
Oh, big time.
Have you ever? You have? Have you?
Yeah, I've been a ton of times, dude. Like so many times I've been like
So,
slammed on my car.
I think for me, it's more so this stuff is not going anywhere. It's not. You and I view the situation mildly different. Doesn't mean anybody's lesser or greater than the other person at all. The problem, like I said, for me is the treatment that certain people get, especially the certain ethnicities get. That's my issue. And then, like I said earlier, the speaking down on the other ethnicities is what I saw a lot of. Yes, some of it was clips. I had to go and look at some full videos to see because I know how the news spin things. They can take it and spin it. So I don't take that from that. They will do that for sure. Well, I did see some quality things that Charlie Kirk said. I did see some of that. My conclusion I got was the man was mildly racist. By the way he spoke against the certain ethnicities.
I actually don't. I promise you, I don't believe he was racist.
I don't think so.
I believe what he says it very bluntly, and he's not. How I looked at it, and I saw a lot of videos on him. It's like you saying to me, it would be like you saying, "Oh, this white boy, this and that," right? Like I say stuff like that all the time. Like I think how he's explaining it, he's trying to explain it and to like nail it down for people to understand. Because I, from a lot of things that I've seen, I don't see. If I thought he was racist, I wouldn't even be wanting to talk about him. Now I can explain two different things. There's a guy named Fuentes, Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes is racist. Okay, he says a lot of things, and I used to agree with a lot of things he said. He said something, and I was like, I'm done with this dude. But he's very intelligent, very smart, but he's racist.
Have you ever seen a racist individual who does not show you they're racist? They talk about things, they incite certain things, arguments, different things, and they stand back and watch it unfold. Because there are people who are racist. I know a few people who are racist, black folks, white folks on both sides, who are extremely racist, but they'll never tell nobody they're racist. They'll make little comments, say little things, and it make you like, okay, I don't know if I agree with that, what you just said, but you won't even know it. Some of that stuff is with intent.
Yeah.
Well, you know how I look at it too. And I know white people are watching and stuff like that, but I think white people just don't get it sometimes. You know what I mean? They're not going to understand. They're not going to understand this, dude. It's just not going to happen. Like the one thing that I didn't agree with him on is white privilege. There's absolutely white privilege.
Absolutely.
100%. What he was trying to say, and he was right on this.
Wait. You can't say what he was trying to say because you're not him and you don't know for sure.
Well, no, let me say what he said though. This is literally what he said. So he was younger. He was only 31 years old. He didn't grow up during the time that we grew up. Okay. So right now, if you're 31, I wouldn't see it as white privilege right now, because every nationality can get into an industry that can make them freaking rich, dude. Blacks, Hispanics, everything, right?
Right.
They can get in industries. All they gotta do is manipulate the situation around them. They can get in an industry and they can become rich or have a really wealthy career, anything. So right now, it doesn't look like that, right? He didn't grow up in the 90s where you couldn't go to certain areas because they look at you funny. I went to Utah for 2 years, man. Like I was I couldn't walk in a grocery store without the whole grocery store staring at me. I understand what white privilege is. I understand it talking to a customer on the phone. They love me to death. I walk up to them. They're like, holy shit, this guy ain't white. You know what I mean? Like I completely get what white privilege is. Yeah. They got more than us right now. But I still think of it. I'll be honest with you. I still think of it as if you just let that kind of take over, you're a little bitch because you can manipulate situations to work for you. You have your own business. You have your own business, right? You have your own business. You can like manipulate situations.
You know what it takes.
You don't have to live like in as a what is it as a you don't have to live like, oh, everybody's against me. That
what I
type
find
of
crazy
shit.
too is that our parents and our grandparents, they never had these type of excuses. They never had an excuse of,
Yeah,
the
he's
world,
right. He's right on that.
everything's against me, racism, this and that. That was happening, but they never used that as an excuse. We didn't have
right.
Our parents like being crazy and all sorts. Like things were, they knew what to do and they did it.
I don't think people are using it as an excuse these days. I think
an excuse for sure.
I think from where I can look at it is more so the racism was there for sure when our grandparents were younger and whatever the case might have been happening. They had no choice but to accept what was in front of them.
They didn't have a voice.
They didn't have a voice. They couldn't do anything about it because even in those times, the woman wasn't even allowed to work when our grandparents were younger.
You know what? I think they had more of a voice than they have now.
No, they don't. No, they did not.
No, dude, because their nuclear family.
Wait,
back
you're
then,
saying black folks had more of a voice? Hispanics had more of a voice back then?
No. I would say I'm not gonna say Hispanics in general because I don't think they did.
Hispanics nor blacks had a voice like that. Our grandparents did not have a voice like that back then at all.
I think back
not even
then,
close.
Our black people and our Hispanics had black people they had more of an I don't want to say impact, but they had more leaders. They had more leaders that were pushing the right message. They had more people kids from
I can agree with that 100%.
I agree with that too.
They were doing things the right way, and they had people that could look.
We
up
began
to
to get away from that. Like for instance,
and
when we were younger,
that's why people like Charlie Kirk are saying we need to fix this and that, because if you look back, people weren't afraid.
But you can't fix what you're breaking down. It's hard. It's like saying, you know what, I'm going to fix my car, but every time I go fix it, I'm pulling the gas out of it.
Yeah, but when you use excuses,
you know what though? I would say the same thing as you said. I don't believe that anymore. I believe that if you're just going to keep saying we can't fix this shit, it's never
no. I'm not saying you can't fix it. It's impossible to fix something you're continually breaking down. So listen to the words. I didn't say it can't be fixed. I said it's impossible to fix something that's continuously broken down. If we're all working on a car and we got one of us pulling the gas out the car the entire time and we're all doing everything else, that car is never going to start because there's no gas. We don't realize he's pulling the gas out the entire time.
But here's the thing. Now we're talking about it. Before, we weren't really talking about it. There was no conversation about it. There was no subject matter about it. But now this side's talking about it, that side's talking about it, and people are like, hold up.
But
now
there's
something.
But there's also a side who does not see what's actually happening. They're ignoring it. And then even with the aspect of what you're saying, how everybody gives excuses. I think there's a lot of people that's really working hard. But what I do know is, for me to get my business where I'm at, I promise you, I had to work 10 times harder than somebody that I know that got a shop in the same area.
That's how it is.
But it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
See that right there?
No,
exactly. But see, I didn't give an excuse. I just I bust my ass to try to make it work. But it sucks that I got to watch another one of my peers, and we're cool, and we have the conversation. The licensings, all the different things, what took me almost 9 months to get, he got in 2.5 months. I wonder why that is. We both did it. But everything, the process, I had to work that much harder and bust my ass to make it happen. It is unfair. It is how it is in our society. It's not an excuse. The racism that is dominant is there. We talk about it more now. Back then when our grandparents were younger, they didn't talk about it as much. We got fucking social media platforms. We could talk about anything. We could be who the fuck we want to be now. So it's a big difference. It's not that it's an excuse. We have the ability to talk about it more. I can wake up today and say I'm a plumber. I ain't never did a plumbing job in my fucking life. But I can start posting on social media, I'm a plumber. And guess what? I'll probably get a job or two. We can do whatever we want to do on social media now. That's why it looks like people are complaining, because they're talking about it more. You're hearing it more. It's not a complaint. It's frustration. It's anger. It's tears. It's me crying on the edge of my bed because I can't get a fucking break and I can't figure this out. That's what it is. It's not complaints. It's frustration. People are angry. People are upset. blacks, Hispanics, they're mad about everything that's happened to them over the years, and now we can be heard now. I can go on my IG Live and I can talk about it, and I got 3,000 viewers. Now I'm heard. Before I walked in the street and I'm protesting with 25 people, ain't nobody hearing me. So it's a difference now between complaining and wanting to be heard and being angry about the treatment you're getting. It's a difference. And what it is, Charlie Kirk was being heard. School to school. Some of his, like I said, some of his messages were on point. Other shit was very degrading to certain people. That's what it is.
But when the conversations, when they come up, why, like, there's so much emotion involved and sometimes things that don't even need to be so emotional. Like, sometimes it's just...
But we're human. We're all human. We all have emotions, and we all are fighting for
A lot of-
an end goal, right? In whatever it is what we're doing in life, we're trying to get an uphill battle, and it's like
No, these
constantly.
he's talking about the liberals are like literally
Some
fighting
people-
and hitting.
You know what?
And spitting
Are going-
and
That right
they
there,
shot him in the neck.
that right
That's
there,
what we're talking about.
the liberals and the left wing, the right wing, I don't care what nobody say. These motherfuckers is all working together behind closed doors.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what
It's
nobody
left
say.
wing,
I
right
completely-
wing with the same bird.
I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers is working together behind closed doors,
Oh, for
and they're
sure.
doing what they're doing. So when people start speaking about what these people want, what these people want, they got an agenda at the end of the day. They have a fucking daily job they wake up to make sure they do. In all honesty, I feel like a lot of it is to make sure that we're all bickering against each other. To make sure we're fighting against each other on every turn, to make sure that we don't band together and start working together. Because
that's
the strength is in fucking numbers.
Yeah,
If you close your fist, it's going to hurt when you hit something. We band together and work together, it's a problem. They don't want it. It was okay for them to mimic.
Okay, let me ask you then: how would you
Mhm.
suggest we do that?
The first thing you got to do is open your fucking eyes and acknowledge that there's bullshit going on. Because in watching this stuff with Charlie Kirk, like I said, I don't agree with the shit that's been happening. They have a young man. Right now, they're trying to expel him from a Texas university because he was mocking the assassination of Charlie Kirk, mocking him. This governor of Texas stepped in and said he needs to be expelled swiftly. Where was his energy at when Martin Luther was assassinated? Because he had a voice, because he was speaking the truth. When Malcolm was assassinated, when Huey Newton was assassinated, all people are assassinated and it was okay. When George Floyd was killed right there, and they were making memes and mimicking and mocking this man, and it was okay. It's all okay. But when it shoes on the other foot, it's a problem now, and we want punishment. We want swift punishment. This shit is bullshit all the way around.
It is okay. It was a different time, and
But it still happens in this time too.
Yeah, George Floyd was not that long ago.
yeah, and that's a different circumstance too, though, because I mean, it was police officers. Of course, we're going to be pissed
Still people in power.
because police officers.
Mhm.
It was a different situation. So police officers are taking him down. To me, I mean, no matter what, it's all a sad thing.
Mhm.
But police officers, of course, people are gonna be pissed because people are sick of police officers doing this, right? They're sick and tired of this shit. But at the same time, too, I'm talking about Charlie Kirk wasn't on drugs. He wasn't on any of that stuff. He's out there trying to spread a message, you know. So to me, it's a completely different thing too. Those are two completely different
I
things
think
to me.
it's different. Because
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk he had a voice, a large voice, large audience. But
And I-
regardless, I don't think mocking either one
It's
should
not
be
okay.
acceptable.
No, none of it's okay.
I don't think
But
either
what
one.
I'm saying is, all I'm saying to that is this:
They're only seeing him being mocked.
if you're
I
gonna
get that.
punish me for doing something, don't ignore everyone else who's doing the exact same thing when someone else would. Because when you mimic and you mock a black person's death, everything is fine. Because they mimicked.
And you're right on
Who's-
that. They do allow things. They're not going to expel somebody from
Yeah.
school. I haven't
It's
seen
okay.
that done, and that's not right. That's not right. But the thing is, that still
But the
doesn't
thing is,
excuse.
I've seen
that doesn't excuse what's going on with Charlie Kirk, though.
It doesn't.
I've seen kids get expelled for racism. from school.
Okay, but exactly that's what I'm saying. So that doesn't, regardless, that doesn't excuse. As you look at it as a whole, that doesn't excuse that those people mocking Charlie Kirk. So we got to at least stand by that part.
I think
you know?
they should be expelled. I think
I do too.
they
No.
should get some. Yes, yes.
I don't think you
yes.
should be. No. Okay, so let me
That's
say this.
evil to
Now,
me,
no.
them doing that.
Evil is one thing. It's evil to beat your wife. It's evil to do
You
a lot of
should
different
be
things. No,
punished for that.
No, what I'm saying is this. Punish, yes. Being expelled because you're using your freedom of speech. We have the right for freedom of speech no matter what it is in this country, supposedly. So if you're making mockery of somebody, don't mean that it's okay. You still got freedom to say what you want to say. You should
You
not
have
be
consequences.
If you
and you should not be expelled just because a man. All kind of memes are going around. Okay, George Floyd is using for instance, not the same situation.
let's go Martin Luther King. Because that's a better example.
Assassination. Okay,
Yeah.
we can go. Well, I only said
So-
that because
so
of the
it-
time frame.
Yeah, but if Martin
But-
Luther King, if somebody was mocking Martin Luther King
happened.
at a school, I'm talking about like right now. Let's just say that happened, right?
In recent
would
times,
you,
it's
would you
happened, yes.
expel a kid from school for doing that?
No,
I think you should.
no.
I think you
See,
should.
no. See,
Yeah.
this is where I disagree
We're
right
losing
now.
our morals. Like,
No, and I'm gonna say this. You said something earlier in the aspect of what our grandparents and our parents did back in the days, and the structure and the teaching that was there. The reason why a lot of our children are where they're at right now, because us as the men, not us in general, but us as the men and us as the women, are not instilling those correct morals into our children anymore.
Oh, you're
you know,
completely right.
You know who's raising our children now? Social fucking media.
Yeah.
So
he's right.
no, sometimes. Let me talk to you for a second. Come here. Let's find out what the root of this problem is. As you being a young man and a young lady, this is not okay behavior.
Marquise,
Let's find a way to correct
Have you
this.
seen them try to talk to these people? Have you seen them do that?
I do it every day. I work in the field with these young men and women.
No, but have you seen these people like trying to talk to the people that are doing that kind of stuff? That like you can't even these guys you can't
Okay.
even talk to.
But I have to disagree with you because a young man that was on the thing today, when somebody pulled him aside to try to talk to him, he was listening. He was talking, although he was
Oh, I
irate
didn't-
about what
I
was
didn't
being
see
said.
this one, so I don't know which one
So
this
it's
is.
not. You
I
can't.
saw a bunch of them, but I didn't see
But
that
you
one.
can't include everybody into that box because I guarantee you, a lot of what's going on and what's happening has nothing to do with you. Has everything to do with what I'm battling on the inside of me sometimes. So when I lash out and I express what I'm doing and I'm angry and I'm going off on somebody, 9 times out of 10, what I'm dealing with has everything to do with what I've been fighting in my life and my demons and my battles and my struggles.
I still
It's
think
not
there
even
should be
about John.
consequences.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but yes,
And
consequences.
it
yes,
just happened. So
Anything,
honestly,
there should be
I would say
consequences.
expel that dude.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
I would find out what the hell is really going on.
I would still
come
do
talk-
that.
Let's do
but
that.
He needs to
But it's gonna.
realize-
You know what? But what I can do now is because you were really out of line for what you did. I want you to really understand why you were wrong.
And why
What
you
you did was wrong. But I wouldn't expel him. I would literally find a way to get this man whatever he needed, because I guarantee you, him being in school, he might not be on a scholarship. He might be paying for his shit. He probably needs that. I don't want to fuck up your career because you made one bad decision.
But I feel like the person like that that's saying this type of stuff isn't. They were probably raised in a way where they weren't.
They probably spoiled his shit.
Yeah, they're spoiled.
That's an
and
assumption.
It's an assumption.
It's an assumption. Do you have any family members who've been to prison? Any family members have been to prison?
Probably one.
Okay. Do you think he deserves a fair chance at life again to get it right if he gets out or when he got out?
Well, he was bipolar, so
Doesn't matter. Do you believe he deserves a fair chance at a good shot at life after he served his time?
yeah, because he served his time.
My point exactly.
He had consequences. He served.
No,
them,
he
yeah.
had. But what I'm saying is, if they had got to him before he did any of those crimes, I promise you, it probably would have helped him in many ways that we wouldn't even imagine. We don't talk to our young men anymore. We don't sit them down and say, "Hey, you're making a bad, fucked up decision
I would tell
right now."
him if whatever he did, he deserved to go to jail for. He did his time. Now he has fair.
Do you believe first offenses sometimes are too harsh?
Depends.
I believe this
Depends.
though. I believe it was way too soon for him to be doing that, and his ass is fucking. He fucked up. Dude, if we fuck up on certain things, shit just happens to us. You can't even fucking stop it. It happens all. We deal with consequences as a business owner all the fucking time, and we know that. Any little fucking thing, we deal with so many damn consequences. These little fuckers don't deal with shit. So fuck them. If they want to be doing stupid shit, get them the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
We fucking lose our whole business for doing something
Because
stupid. You know what I
him
mean?
being kicked out teaches other kids that that's not all right.
You know, if you do make some stupid mistake, your business is
ruling
gone.
somebody with fear is not the way to go. I want you to respect me. So the way that I'm a leader in many ways, but I'm a greater follower than I am a leader. I firmly believe in correction. When somebody fucks up, I don't gotta always go at you super hard because I guarantee you there's a reason why, and that shit can be fixed. So if I said I really have, yes, I want you to have consequences. So what I'm gonna do is, since you fucked up, you need to do A, B, and C right now. You about to work this off, whatever you got to do, but you're gonna have some form of consequences. But I'm not gonna hit you with the hardest consequence because you made a bad choice in the moment when you might have been angry and frustrated, not even knowing what you was dealing with at home.
Some people need to be made an example, though.
Some
But
people
not
really
everybody.
do. Not everybody, but that person might have.
But
Have
we
you
don't
seen
know
those
his
people that been to
backstory.
jail and then they come out of jail reformed, and now they're teaching youth what they did and how to avoid what they did, and they're great speakers and they're great people now that they served that time. Now that they had time to think about what they did, and now they have the ability to
There's
teach
few.
multiple people.
It's few far in between. You know what jail really does?
I know jails. I know.
No, jail teaches you how to be a smarter criminal.
Mhm.
It doesn't reform
saying
you.
the jail
It doesn't
system-
turn you around.
I'm
It
not
tells you
saying-
how to be smarter than what it is. That's few people
If you
that
go to-
take
There's a
that
lot of
route.
corruption
If
in
you
the
go to
justice
jail,
system.
on a different country, then yeah, you're gonna be reformed drastically.
Oh,
yeah, for
But
sure.
not here.
You get medical, you get
You get
free
AC,
medical.
you get all
Here's
that
the
shit.
thing, here's the thing.
You don't even get toilet paper in Mexico. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like you're
literally.
screwed.
Have you
dude.
guys heard about that other story that's going around with the guy on the train that stabbed that woman?
Yes.
Yeah, we can go into
Okay.
that too.
So he was someone that was in and out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
I think 14 times, something like that.
And he had mental issues and all
He
this
had
stuff. They
everything
said,
wrong
yeah.
with him.
Mm-hmm.
If he was still in jail, there would have been a life save. So would you think?
I don't think he should have been in jail. If he had mental issues, he should have
well,
been
he
in
should
a
have
hospital or
he
some
shouldn't
kind
have
of.
been on the street.
He shouldn't.
Yeah.
See,
No.
but you can't
But-
use that in this situation because that kid who was making a mockery is not the same. But with that,
No,
the
but
guy
he
you're
was not
talking
in jail.
about,
It's just.
but the guy you're talking about with the 14 different things, because it was a lot of offenses. I did see that.
Yeah.
That falls on the system itself because they could have corrected that in the beginning and caught that in the beginning. Whatever it was could have been very bad.
Yeah.
And they could have
That's what I'm
caught that.
saying. He shouldn't have been like. He shouldn't have.
He
been
should have been locked up. He
Yeah,
should have been locked up
shouldn't
for
have
sure.
been, like
From
you
what
said,
I
there's
seen,
another
yes.
chance,
You know
another
what?
chance at life. and
I
all that
just feel like
stuff.
everything's backwards. But the thing is, we can complain about this all day. Everything's backwards. Like they're locking up people that that haven't done that kind of crazy of crimes.
Well,
right?
you
They-
get
but
more
then
time.
they're locked-
You
then
get
they're-
more time for drugs than you do for murder.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And rape too. The guy was out in 15 days after he raped somebody. I just saw all over the news, and I'm like, dude, what is going on here? But what I think that we need to try to do is, how are we going to make the change? How would we make the change?
Well, I believe that's his point. Is
There we
we
go.
need to actually, heal the youth before they
Mhm.
make these mistakes and then
Yeah.
suffer these consequences like this. Him being expelled. I mean, we could have probably had
There's
had good
levels.
influence on him before that actually.
That's
happened.
what that's what I'm saying.
And there's levels of consequences too. Yeah, mockery, you shouldn't do that. Like suspend him, or talk to him like you said. There's different levels, I think, of a consequence. Don't right away give the highest offense. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because he could be battling, like he said, a lot of financial issues, doing this on his own. He doesn't have family support, or he doesn't even have family. Like, there could be a lot the person's going through, and maybe he's just doing it because he's a
Man.
follower. You know what I mean? His friends thought it was funny or something stupid.
I mean,
You
that's
know,
a fair
but
point, but I think
I don't.
it's
I
whatever- I think it's
but
the school
I'm not
to
saying
determine-
don't give him a consequence
Yeah.
for sure.
That's a fair point, though.
have you ever
still-
been fired from a job for doing something you didn't even think that was like the big deal? Like shit just happens sometimes. Sometimes you're fucked. Like you shouldn't have did that shit on camera. You shouldn't have. It just shouldn't have happened.
But it
right?
goes
and,
back
and
to my
sometimes
point.
you're just screwed. Like that was the consequence. That is what he has to learn from.
Yeah,
and,
of
and
course.
that was his
It's
consequence.
his luck of the draw.
I've had stuff that I was like, dude, that shouldn't even happen.
But you're proving my point
Right.
even more now
What the
because
hell?
as us
Same.
being the men, we have the I don't give a fuck attitude. You fucked up, fuck you. It's not okay. It's not okay. We're in a fucked
maybe
up
that's
place.
the consequence he needs to have, though.
Maybe it's not.
No.
Who are you to judge that without even having a conversation to see if he's okay?
But the thing is, though, is life fair? Do we always have to have a conversation? Maybe he doesn't need to be talked to at all. Maybe he needs to think about what he just did.
Maybe you need to be
and now
talked
he
to. Maybe
needs
you
to.
need to think about how you're going to approach somebody. You get what I'm saying? We all can use some type of a conversation sometimes. It could be
I
you, it
think
could be
it's
me, it could be
timing, though.
anybody.
Timing. It's like
Yeah,
timing. Like this
I think
wouldn't
his
have
timing
happened
was
if it next
all
month.
wrong.
If he did this next month, it probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah,
If
I think if he
2
would did it
weeks
like
from
4
now-
months from now,
This
maybe
what
it
I'm this
wouldn't
what I'm gonna
happen.
say that
No, I
fuck
feel like
timing.
I feel like it still would have.
That's what it is.
I still feel like they would.
Dude,
I
have you
understand your
have you
points,
ever
though.
felt like you actually got fucked over and it shouldn't have happened?
Yeah.
all the
Okay,
fucking time.
that's what I'm saying. Like the dude fucked up. That was his fucking time. They
I think
pulled his
what you
car.
guys
But
are saying
also,
is-
but also, it shouldn't have happened. Like a minor thing at work. Like I'm transferring, and you're gonna put me on a corrective action when I'm transferring. Why are you doing that? You're abusing your power, and you're doing it to be petty. Like there's different reasons that people in power or in a position that can reprimand you will.
But do you
will
think?
use.
But let's go from here then. Let's go from here. Let's break it down a little bit. Do you think that they were doing it to be petty to that guy?
I think they're doing it
To be
on-
petty though.
not to be petty.
Okay,
I mean,
there's that. That's eliminated.
no.
That's
yeah.
how. I mean, that's how I'm
Bro,
looking at it.
when Charlie Kirk was killed, was unalived, the first thing these people started doing was sending death threats to HBCUs. Why? Because you assume it was a black person that killed him.
Mm-hmm.
You assumed automatically. This is the point that I've been
I
making.
don't think anyone assumed it was a black person that.
How can you say
They were
that
at a
when the
white
first thing you
college.
do is start making death threats on his behalf
I
to
get that, but
HBCUs?
when do we have a sniper?
You never have a black
assassination?
sniper.
That don't
They're
make
always
sense.
white.
Come on
They're
now.
always white.
whether you're statistically correct right now, the death threats went to the HBCUs automatically.
Everywhere though, everywhere had death threats.
No. It was HBCUs. No other colleges, but HBCUs got death
I
threats
didn't
in
know. I
regards
didn't
to
hear
Charlie
about that,
Kirk.
so I wouldn't be able to
Only
know.
HBCUs got those threats
I don't know
in regards to Charlie Kirk.
I don't know why.
And this was before they found out who the shooter was. Initially, thought it was an old white guy. They thought it was him at first. They let him go. Death threats went to HBCU.
Planned.
And you might be correct, 100%.
Oh shoot! Okay,
I know it's planned.
You might be correct.
Let's go to the chat. You want to read the chat? Let's go down.
All right.
I didn't even know it was 8:05 already.
All right, let's see.
Dang.
Dang,
I didn't even get into the juice.
I know. I feel
know
like
this
I
thing's
wanted to
planned.
get into something else completely, but yeah.
We didn't even get a phone call.
I know. Go down.
Let
the
me
list.
see. Jennifer Thompson says, this is at the top. I'm at the top over here.
Okay, go to the top.
She said, I was in shock and it shook me to my core when he passed. Jennifer again said, Charlie believed when the dialogue stopped, that's when marriages fail, relationships fail, nations fail, etc. He was all about agreeing to disagree, but finding common ground.
Yeah, I believe that.
Mindful Journey said, Charlie wanted us to go back to the American roots, which I think is somewhat poison, but that's just me.
Better than it is.
There's pieces.
In
yeah.
a lot of
We-
ways.
we-
In a lot of
That's
ways.
something
In a
else we
lot
can
of
get
ways.
into. That's
Yeah,
something else we can
for
get
sure.
into.
Yeah.
Jennifer, she said, having a dialogue is what Charlie believed in. Jennifer Thompson said 1,000%. I don't know what we were on when she said it. And then TB2 said, Candace Owens speaks the truth. Oh my gosh, that woman is something else. Anyways, TB2 said, Tyler is an actor in this game. Jennifer
Who's
said,
Tyler?
I'm not for sure.
Oh, okay.
it might be the guy it's the shooter. It's the shooter. Yeah, it's the shooter. His
Oh,
name was
yeah.
Tyler. That's right. And then Jennifer said, Charlie was all about school of choice. Jennifer came back and said, divide and conquer.
That's what it is.
That's what
And,
they
that,
want
and that's
to
what
do.
that's what we said earlier.
Yeah.
Jennifer came back. No, TB2 says, Candace, you in danger, girl.
100%.
Oh, for sure she is after
she's in
what she
danger.
said today, yesterday.
Mindful Journey,
Yeah,
he
so-
talks about everybody.
It is.
Mindful Journey back again. The bad always outshines the good.
Yeah, that's
Mindful Journey
completely
came-
true.
Mindful Journey came back and said, it's a yes or a no. Would you want someone who can't answer basic questions to be a leader? I answered, thank you. Mindful Journey said, Charlie is not black. Why should they be trying to fix us? We need to get it together. My statement was not about Charlie fixing us, but it was about the comments that's also put in to divide us is more so what it was about. But yes, you're correct. And having help doesn't hurt at all. Mindful Journey said, okay, you should be proud of your resilience because that's the hand you were dealt. He was talking about me and the fight that I had to open up my business. And that is all of them.
Okay. Well, that went so fast. I swear to God. Huh? Okay. Yeah, we should close out then, because So okay, we appreciate you guys for watching. I know this was a little different. We'll probably get into some more of this, but because I feel like we didn't even get to touch the surface.
We didn't even touch
We
the
didn't even get to
surface.
get the callers in.
How many?
Yeah,
callers
we got
have?
callers, but
Two.
2 callers
Two
waiting.
callers.
Okay, let's do one right now. Let's do
All right.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, use my phone. Use my phone.
beep, hello.
It's connected.
Thank you for causing Howls of a Baaz.
My phone's. Hold on. Let me help bro real quick.
Okay, give us 1 second.
John will be right back.
Two callers.
Please be patient.
Dude, we literally had a lot of people watching our Rumble and stuff. This is gonna be.
Damn, this shit was a me and John show.
I know.
Yeah,
I was gonna try to have it go around, but I was like, yeah, it's not working out. It's not working out.
Damn.
I wanted to touch on the whole
We'll have
not
to do
so
this
much
again.
the
We will.
not so much the race thing, but something I noticed as far as in the Sprouts right next to my shop, they have probably 60% are like trannies, rainbow people, all sorts of like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's pretty odd what they're doing there. It's definitely some sort of
They force feed us what they
Agenda.
want us to have.
Yeah,
an agenda for sure.
it's an agenda, propaganda. It's all that. The thing is I was used to just talking to my kids about this
right.
and not talking to anybody else because I was like, I'm not going to give my views because how people are.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think we kind of have a responsibility, and even if we can just meet at common ground, I think that's where it's going to come down to. Because
Yeah.
I actually think maybe we need to help where we can, right?
I think as people who were
And this is a form of us helping too, like
Mhm.
all
Yeah. The
getting
conversation.
different, having
And being able to talk without violence and
these
all this
conversations
bullshit.
are very
Right.
taboo
very
and no one wants to talk about it. And I can speak for myself, me being a black man, this is something that is very serious for me. I've had to watch. I purposely moved my kids. I didn't want them to experience the life that I've experienced. I've been to jail. I've been shot at. I've shot at people. I've robbed people. I've been robbed. I don't want my kids to experience none of that. So I moved my kids to Beaumont, away from all the bullshit. I don't want you to go through anything that I had to go through. Growing up in Delman Heights, being in LA, different things that I had, I didn't want that for my kids.
Yeah.
I don't want you running through trying to be a part of anybody's gang.
No.
I don't want you selling drugs. I don't want any of that for you.
That's good that you did that. You know,
But-
and I took my kids away from all that too. They don't understand. I've been locked up a few times, but like I'm not trying to have my kids be anything like I am.
But see, something you said earlier too that people don't really realize that yes, while you can say it's easier now, it's not. And I say it's not because even though we live in an information age and it's a world wide web and we have everything at our leisure, everybody don't have those doors. Bro, I am probably one of the dopest live performance photographers around here. And that's not even me just being cocky or arrogant. I done shot Nipsey, I done shot Mozzie, I done shot Maya, I done shot so many people. Am I making serious money on my photography? No, I'm not. Because as good as I am, that right door hasn't opened up yet, and I can't make the door open.
But you're still on your road for that, though.
No, but what I'm saying is, it's not as easy as we think it is.
It isn't. But the thing is, though, we're still right there.
There's
No,
but the mics went out.
no, they're on.
No, they're on.
Oh,
your
went out.
earphones
Oh, my
are-
earphones went out. But I mean, it's not as easy as we would like it to believe it is.
It's still nobody has this opportunity in any other country though, where just a boom, click of a button, and you're freaking all of a sudden something just pops up, and you're like you're making all this money. It's still easier. Like if we are able to maneuver, I honestly think you have the same mindset on this part.
Mm-hmm.
You have your own business, okay, and you're able to maneuver your way in life to build that business, to start your things. You have a lot going on with the DJing, all of that. You're maneuvering who you are, your style, your charisma, your everything to be who you are. And you're capitalizing on who you are to be where you are. You are. You're not where you want to be, but at the end of the day, we probably never will really be where we want to be. We're always going to
But
want
why
more.
not if you're working towards
No,
it?
I'm just saying we're always going to want more.
I think
That's
for
what
me,
I'm trying to explain.
I mean, for me, I just want a sense of financial freedom.
Yeah.
I don't
Of
need to
course,
be
we all want
super rich. I want to be rich in spirit. I want to be rich with my family, but I need a certain level of financial freedom.
Then let's
We
keep
got a
talking
caller.
about.
I think the caller's in.
Hello. Then I guess we got to keep talking about these topics so this thing can blow up.
Man, shit. Let's get this shit going. Man.
You connected?
Hello?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you.
Caller, can you hear me?
Hi.
What's up?
Yeah.
Talk to us. We talk back.
It's a little distorted.
The volume.
Hello, can you hear us now?
Yeah.
There it is.
That's
Okay.
a lot
There we go.
So,
better.
sorry, what's your name, caller?
My name?
Yeah.
Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine. So, what do you have to say about this topic that we're going over with Charlie Kirk?
I feel bad and wait, have they found out who it was? 'Cause
Yes.
Well, they're still
Oh.
going over that, but yeah, they said they did, but now they're saying it's somebody else. So, and that just happened this morning. So, yeah, but they're trying to say it was a debater that he was going with. Then they said it wasn't because it doesn't even look like him. And then they're saying now it's this old man that they arrested at the beginning. So yeah, it's going back and forth. But it sounds like it was a bigger propaganda than what it was. But yeah, I just tell us a little bit about what do you think about this? What do you think about Charlie Kirk?
I did like Charlie Kirk and I did agree with some of like the stuff like he agreed with. Some stuff I didn't really like, but like some things I was like kind of iffy about, but I did like him. Like I think he was a good debater.
Do you think he was a good man?
Yeah.
That's good. And what was something that you agreed with him on?
Like, I don't like, because on some things I saw was like the abortions. I mean, I kind of agree on some parts, but not all of them. Like, I do, but I don't. It depends, like, on what the situation is.
Okay, and what you want to break it down? What don't you agree with him on then?
Because I saw a clip of him saying like if he was raped, then they should still have the baby.
His
But
daughter.
What
I'm-
he did say that
Yeah, that was crazy.
yeah, well
Yeah.
he did say that that would be the only thing that he would use an exception as an exception to, though. He's all if I was to have the power of this, that's the only thing I would use it as an exception, where they can choose to have it or not. He did say that. He just says what he believes. That's why I feel like a lot of people are being misformed with this. A lot of this stuff is he said that he believes that it would be, it's still a human child, and he thinks that it would be good to have the baby. But he says that if he had control of that, he would let people choose from that, just that one. So I mean, yeah, it is a it's a touchy issue, you know.
But
Yeah,
he also
I
did
agree.
say that he would, if it was his daughter, he would make her have the baby,
Mm-hmm.
even if
No,
it
I
was
didn't
rape.
see that one.
I saw that one.
He said,
Oh, yeah.
saw
I
that
would
for
make
sure.
my daughter
Yeah, that was
have the
wild.
baby. Yeah, even if it was rape. So that's where it's
Ma-
like
he said-
controversial because you're going.
Well, I would have to see that clip on how what he
So
said.
so just like you want us to believe you, believe us. Thank you.
Well, I watched him for hours. But anything else you want to say, Jasmine, before we close out? Because we're actually going to close out right now.
no, not really.
I have
Okay.
a question for you. Do you believe that it is okay for him to be mocked after his death?
No, I saw that and I did feel really bad because like it's messed up. Because he like some people don't really like him, but like it's not like good to make fun of him. Like
Yeah, that isn't cool at all. What do you have our Instagram, Jasmine?
no.
Check us out on Instagram and shoot us a message, and we'll even tag you on this on a clip.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you for calling in. We appreciate you.
calling.
Spark Acts, are we live? Yes, we are live.
We are live.
There's another caller. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, we
record him
already
in.
have
Too
come
late.
in. We're gonna close out. We're gonna have to do this again, guys. We had a lot going on, a lot of views.
We'll be back tomorrow.
on everything. So we're gonna come back on this definitely because I can see all the people in the chat and all the views on both Rumble. We probably should take calls from Rumble too. But we have another guest at 8:15. Well, right now. So I'm gonna close out. Appreciate you guys watching. Howls over Baaz.
Thank
I'm
you.
Jacob Casas.
This is Ambishun, the Black Cup.
It's Melanie.
St. John.
Eric Namad.
Appreciate you guys watching.
Thank
We out.
you.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye.